What are we doing today, Tony? Are we going to go on another burger tour?
We're going to do another neighborhood tour in New Braunfels, Texas. Thanks for asking. They can't all be burger tours. Actually, we do have some fun ideas for future videos, but today we got to go to work. Welcome to noisy downtown New Braunfels, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Tony Freese. I usually discuss living and playing in between Austin and San Antonio, and that includes neighborhood tours. I know they're helpful. I'm getting tons of calls. In an early episode of Live in New Braunfels, my wife Suzanne and I divided the town up into regions. Check out the link here. Today, we're looking at some of the best values found anywhere in what we call the Clear Springs area. It's about 5 miles south of here on Highway 46. Let's jump onto Google Earth and see where that is. Alright, so it's going to be south of Interstate 35. I-35 is the corridor between Austin and San Antonio. Here, I'm shading in the area. Your western border is the lower Guadalupe River. To the north, it's the county line separating Comal and Guadalupe counties. Barbarossa Road to the east, and neighboring Seguin and McQueeney, Texas to the south. And just a little further down Highway 46, you get to Interstate 10, which runs west to San Antonio and east to Houston. Let's back it up a little bit more so you can see everything. Alright, so that's a pretty huge area, right? Neighborhood tour might not be the right term. There's only a couple of thousand people there. Lots of farmland. But there are tons of brand new and maybe 10 years old or so communities there, and the best way to see everything is to just jump in the red wagon and roll down Highway 46. Let's see what residing in Clear Springs would look like. Just south of 35, you're going to have your easiest access to places like Golden Corral, Home Depot, Kohl's, and your typical freeway establishments. Freiheit Road is probably one that you're going to use a lot, especially if you have to go to Canyon High School. The first thing we're going to do, though, is stop in for some fuel. El Sazon has the best breakfast tacos in town. The breakfast taco is the king in Central Texas. They're small enough, and there's plenty of variety. You can get bacon and egg, cheese and egg, chorizo and egg, bean and egg, a bunch of different kinds, 3 or 4 of them, little variety. But out west, it's all about the burrito. They're huge and delicious, but you can probably just get one. You may even have to split it with somebody. They're so big. All of the homes we're going to be discussing are located in the Comal ISD. Here's your grade school rating for Canyon High School. Elementary and middle schools are going to vary, so I recommend going to greatschools.org and checking that out. Further south in this area, before you get to McQueeney or Seguin, rural residences it's possible that they're going to be located in the Navarro ISD, which is another neighboring town to the east. Also, homes in between the Guadalupe River and Highway 46 pay a 1.66 property tax rate, and those east of the highway pay 2.14. Most of the neighborhoods that sit along the Guadalupe have some sort of private river access. This section of the Guadalupe is called Lake Dunlap. That's Allen's Bend over there. It's a well-established community that dates back to 2001, and construction was completed around 2004. Allen's Bend is not going to be one of those value neighborhoods like the rest of them in this video. It's a gated subdivision with that waterfront access, and homes will be about $370 to $750 depending on whether it's actually on the river. And since it's west of Highway 46, the property tax rate is 1.66%. Most but not all of the other homes in this region are on the other side of the highway, were probably built between 0 and 20 years ago, have 3 to 4 bedrooms, and between 1,700 and 2,100 square feet. Let's start with Cap Rock, one of the earlier modern communities. Cap Rock dates back to 1998. It mostly features typical mid-size homes that are reasonably priced. In the last 6 months, most of the homes sold in Cap Rock were under $250,000, with a few of the larger ones, 2,700 square feet or so, going for just over $300,000. They sit on quarter-acre lots with 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. There is a newer section, and those homes have been selling for between $300,000 and $330,000. Homes in Wendover Farms are also typical mid-sized single-family homes. They were built between 2002 and 2006. Like the others, these homes offer 3 to 4 bedrooms and average 2,000 square feet or so in living space. Prices of homes for sale in Wendover Farms are currently around $249,900. Across the street is the newer Heights of Sangerhalley. Homes here were built between 2019 and 2020 and have sold between $235,000 and $265,000. Copper Run is a new community with construction to be completed soon. Some homes have already been bought and sold for between $235,000 and $300,000. The village at Clear Springs is about 5 years old. It features slightly larger homes, 2,300 to 3,500 square feet, with 4 to 5 bedrooms and built between 2016 and 2018. A 3,500 square foot, 5-bedroom home listed for $450,000 and sold for $500,000 earlier this month. If you live here, you're right across the street from the historic Clear Springs restaurant, which I'm going to be visiting in just a moment. Avery Park features mid-sized homes that are very reasonably priced. This community dates back to 1998 and has continued to develop over the years. There's actually a new section from last year. In general, homes in Avery Park are about $200,000 to $325,000, sit on quarter-acre lots, and have 3 to 4 bedrooms. Most of the homes I've seen recently have sold between $230,000 and $250,000. The homes in Guadalupe Estates represent a wide range of periods and styles. In general, homes here sell between $150,000 and $350,000 and sit on half-acre lots. There hadn't been a lot of homes for sale here in a while. The last one I saw was built in 1980 and sold this last March for $250,000. There's a lot of new construction at Ellie Crossing, Ellie Lane, and Ellie West. These homes were started in 2020. They've been selling for between $229,000 and $299,000. They're located west of Highway 46, so the tax rate is 1.66. A couple of days ago, I stopped at the Clear Springs restaurant and talked about the local history of this area. Check it out. All right, I stopped in for a snack at the Clear Springs restaurant, and I've ordered some stingers. Those are jalapenos stuffed with shrimp and catfish. Can't wait. Like in New Braunfels, German settlers first immigrated to this area in the 1840s. An interesting historical fact is that in 1825, the land on which this restaurant now stands was originally surveyed by James Bowie, hero of the Alamo, superb knife fighter, and land speculator. In 1873, this building was constructed for the processing, storage, and sales of cotton and other goods. In 1875, the name of the area became Clear Springs, named for the natural spring water source, which is now covered by Lake Dunlip. They had a post office and a population of about 100 in the 1890s. But in the early 1900s, the post office closed, and in later years, the town struggled. The Clear Springs store and cotton gin was turned into a dance hall and saloon, which was actually quite popular because there wasn't anything like it anywhere around for miles. There was Green Hall, up in New Braunfels, but of course, back then that was kind of far by horseback. So the dance hall provided for community gatherings and parties, plays, school functions, political rallies, that kind of thing. In 1990, there were several businesses and a church, but a population of only about 60. Kind of funny, isn't it? It went for so long with no growth at all. Land for new construction is obviously hard to find within the city walls, so developers will do what they must, go outside the city. This area seems like a no-brainer. With such easy access to I-35 and I-10, it's no wonder that new developments seem to pop up every time I drive through here. I got one more thing you need to know about this area, but first, let me invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you like the content, hit that like button. It's such a big boost for me and my channel. It tells YouTube that other people might find it useful, so when people do searches for this kind of thing, my videos pop up as options. Thanks for that. One thing I'm not looking forward to is the ride home. It's got to be said that late afternoon, early evening Friday traffic during the tour season on Highway 46 is a bear heading back up towards town. I used to sit in it years ago, before I moved here, when I would come to visit Suzanne on the weekends, and I quickly found workarounds. But it's only gotten worse with population growth, of course, so I imagine if you lived here, you too would find ways to avoid it. That said, this is a pretty sweet spot. No hill country, but easy access to Interstates 10 and 35, and a good value for a fairly new and brand new home. But maybe this isn't where you want to be. Maybe you want to try one of those other regions in the city, or any place in between Austin and San Antonio. If life around here is calling you, you gotta let me help you find that dream spot. But of course, you gotta reach out. Call, text, email, days, nights, weekends. Thanks again for watching.